Okay, good day everyone. So for today's video, we are now going to formally start our discussion with our subject Fundamentals of Criminal Investigation and Intelligence. So we have two main fields of tasks in police work. Number one, we have crime prevention, and number two, we have crime investigation. So for crime investigation, it means that this is a police operation tasked through program to preempt the commission of any infraction or violation of law, and this is known as the first defense of police work. Okay? So when we say crime prevention, okay, so they need to prevent the commission of the crime. So dapat walang mangyaring krimen. So what are the ways on how are they going to preempt the commission of crime? Of course, there are different activities conducted by our police officers wherein they can prevent the commission of crime, such as patrolling or roving. Okay, that is very effective. Okay, by the theory of police omnipresence. Okay, by the use of their presence, it could be a very important aspect wherein a would-be criminal would not commit any crime because of the fact na kapag sila ay nag-commit ng crime at nandyan yung mga kapulisan, sila ay pwedeng mahuli. Okay? That's why it is considered as the first defense of police work. Number two, for crime investigation, why it's considered as the second defense of police work? Okay, because when all the preemptive programs of the organization fails, crime investigation as a function materializes to address the violation. Kasi nga, 'di ba, for example, hindi nga nila na-prevent yung commission ng crime. So sabihin na natin, merong krimen. Okay? Now, they need now to investigate. Okay, kasi nga hindi nag-materialize yung kanilang mga effort para ma-prevent yung commission ng crime. So, magkakaroon na ngayon ng crime investigation. So, yun po yung dalawang pinaka-main fields ng police work natin. Okay. So, let's move on to our chapter 1. We have the etymology, the concepts, and types of investigation. So, when we say etymology of investigation, it is a Latin word, or it came from a Latin word investigare or investigare, meaning to track or look into for traces. Okay. Ultimately, it was derived from the word vestigum, which means footprint. But in the simplest connotation, investigate means to take a look and see what happened. Okay? So for investigation, you need to identify, you need to track what are the traces. Okay? And you need to see, you need to research what happened, and that is the so-called investigation. Okay? Next, we have criminal investigation. Okay. Kanina, generic term yun. We have the investigation. But for this part, this is now criminal investigation. Sabi dito, the meaning is, it is an art or process in the identification, location, and scientific collection of evidence for court presentation. That is to establish conviction or exoneration. Sabi dyan, it is an art or process. So, bakit sinabing it is an art? Because it requires skill as well as a good imagination. Sa madaling salita, kailangan mo ito ng mahaba at mataba. So, ano yon? Kailangan mo ng mahabang pasensya at matabang pag-iisip. Bakit? Dahil aalamin mo, sabi dyan, identification. Aalamin mo kung sino ang taong gumawa, location, okay? Aalamin mo kung saan siya matatagpuan or saan siya nakatira. Okay? And Ano ba ang mga ebidensya na magpapatunay na siya nga ay guilty or siya nga ang may sala sa paggawa ng krimen? Okay? Kaya sinabing you need to identify, you need to locate who is the perpetrator. So sabi pa dyan, it is the process of discovering, collecting, preparing, identifying, and presenting evidence to prove the truth or falsity of an issue in law. Sabi nga dyan, because no two crimes are identical. Walang dalawang krimen ang magkaparehas. Even though it is a crime of homicide, si letter A, crime ng homicide, si letter B, crime ng homicide, still, magkaiba pa rin. It is not identical. Okay? Even if they are committed by the same person, each investigation is unique. Magkakaiba po yan. Even though they still need to follow the procedures, but still, investigation is unique. Okay? Sabi nga din kanina, investigation is an art because you need to have a good imagination and a good skills. Okay? Mataba at mahaba. Okay? Dapat meron kang matabang pag-isip at mahabang pasensya. Okay? Sa pagkakandak po yan ng criminal investigation. Next, we have types of investigation. Number 1, we have formal investigation. So, this is an official inquiry conducted by a government agency in an effort to uncover facts and determine the truth. Investigation of this sort is usually thought of as a form of inquiry concerning a criminal activity, and in effect, formal investigation is usually done by a police to discover facts or concerning a civil or a criminal case. So, when we say formal investigation, the person who are authorized to conduct this kind of investigation, the example is our police or the PNP. Okay? They are conducting formal investigation because there are certain procedures that they need to follow. Okay? Wherein they need to discover facts talking about crime or criminal cases. Okay? Number 2, we have inquest. So, for inquest, it is an attempt to get the underlying cause of occurrences. Inquest is used to describe as a form of judicial inquiry. Bakit sinabing it is used to describe a form of a judicial inquiry? Because when we say inquest, it is a proceeding done by a prosecutor. Kaya siya judicial inquiry. Kasi mga prosecutor ang nagkakandak ng inquest. Okay? It is done by a prosecutor when the person was arrested without warrant. So, ang ginagawa po sa kanila ay inquest doon sa mga taong inaaresto ng walang warrant. Because, as we all know, when a person commits crime, di ba nga, he can be arrested even without warrant. Okay? A warrantless arrest is allowed under conditions set by rules of criminal procedure. Okay? Because when a person commits crime in the presence of an officer, so yun, pwede pong arestuin kagad kahit walang warrant kapag nag-commit siya ng crime. He is in the presence of an officer, or when there is a probable cause to believe that a crime just have been committed. Remember, we have the in flagrante delicto, we have also the escape prisoner, we had the hot pursuit. Okay? Or if it's the prisoner escaping from jail, or if the offense is committing or continuing offense like rebellion. Warrantless arrests are usually seen in the news as a result of raids. Example po yun. Pagka-raid po yan, on the spot, nakikita mong ginagawa nila yung krimen, okay, there is no need to have with you the warrant of arrest. You can already arrest the person committing crime. Yun pong example, yung mga raid. Okay? Mga bypass operation. Okay? Or, sometimes yung mga example, yung mismong officer nakakitang binaril, yung tatay mo, for example, that you can already affect an arrest, even without warrant, because that is under warrantless arrest. So, pag sinabing inquest, yan ay isang proceeding na ginagawa ng mga prosecutor natin para sa mga taong inaresto ng walang warrant. Next, we have inquisition. So, this is more historical term than the current usage. Okay? Because, strictly speaking, it simply refers to any penetrating investigation concerning a religious issue. So, particularly, ang pinaka-focus dito ang iniimbestigahan ay religious issue. It became a disgusting term as a result of its ruthless application, inquires to suppress suspected heretics in Europe during the 13th century. Okay, so yan po ay kapag ka ang issue na ina-address ay ang mga religious issues. We are particularly investigating religious issues. Number 4, we have also probe. It is an extensive searching inquiry conducted by the government. However, it is often associated with committees, usually in the form of legislative inquiries. Example is the investigation conducted by the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee. So, meron pong mga committee na may task kung ano po yung kanilang particular na issue na i-address. So, that is the so-called probe. Number 5, we have research. Yan. Research is also a type of investigation because this is often employed to refer the careful and patient investigation done by a scientist or scholars in their efforts to identify original sources of data or causes of a problem. For example na lang, itong nangyayaring pandemic ngayon. Our problem is how to address the vaccine, kung paano ba ma-formulate yung vaccine na yun nang sa ganun ay mabigay sa mga tao at ma-prevent yung pagkakahawa ng COVID. So, there are certain scientists and scholars that are researching para sa gamot or sa bakuna. That is an example of a research, okay, in the current usage. And number 6, we have investigative reporting. This is the last type of investigation, and relatively speaking, this is the recent practice pursued by the members of the press on their own initiative, and this is designed to serve a dual purpose. Ano ba ang purpose ng investigative reporting? Okay, number 1 or letter A is to attract readers or viewers, particularly yung mga reporters ito. Okay, they are giving information through media, okay, and also to get the roots of a problems. Ano ba yung pinaka-cause? Bakit na-commit yung o bakit nangyari yung problem na yon or yung crime na yon? Okay? Next, we have also types of investigators. Okay, number 1 there, we have fictitious investigators. Okay? We have Sherlock Holmes and his friend Dr. Watson are probably the best example of this class of investigators. So, they were created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Actually, Sherlock Holmes is considered to be a series of novels. Okay, ang author po dyan ay si Arthur Conan Doyle. He is an English physician and a novelist. And Holmes became famous for his powers of scientific deduction. When we say kasi fictitious investigators, these are considered fictional detectives. Okay? For fictional detectives, these are characters in detective, and these are individuals have long been staple of detective mystery crime fiction. Okay? Wherein, by extension, any person who has or is considered to have great powers of observation and deduction. Okay, so that is fictitious investigators. Ang pinakasikat po talaga dyan yung Sherlock Holmes na sinulat ni Dr. or by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Number 2, we have government investigators. So, ito na po yung mga, okay, ang category po nito ay yung mga police investigators or BIR inspectors. They are under our government. That's why they are considered government investigators. And number 3, we have private detectives. And these are hired private people. Okay, so take note when we say private detectives, hired private people who will conduct investigation. This is either directly or indirectly, such as those employed by the government and private attorney to collect information or evidence. Ito po yung mga binabayaran ng mga government officials natin or our private attorneys para mag-conduct ng pagkalap ng mga evidence at mga information. And yan po yung mga tatlong types of investigator.